Yes, and I think we can actually. You figured out last time that we could just put you in as
fucking
guest, and we don't have to like.
Wish we knew that from the start.
Oh my god.
Oh, there we go.
One of the things I think I want to do is like if you're ever like free on a random weekend, is be like, hey, you want to come over and we'll play Halo 1 again, and we're just gonna stream it on Legendary and just try to. I've switched over to like putting us on Twitch a lot, so I can play streaming on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So the channel is now decluttered with streams. I've like deleted almost every stream I've done. So that way, if I want to go back and play those games and do it LP, I can, and I don't have to worry about. I don't have to worry about the clutter, and so that's what it's been. Did that thing let you join?
What? I haven't even tried yet.
Oh.
Did I have my glasses the last time I was here?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Why?
Because they're broken.
How'd you break your glasses?
Well, I got drunk. Not like super drunk, but I was definitely inebriated, and I fell asleep on the couch. I woke up at like 3 in the morning because I had to pee, and my glasses had fallen off my face onto my chest. I jumped up because I had to pee, and I heard a crunch. Nice. I broke my glasses. I was very sad about it. And that was like 2 months ago.
What is this one?
Was it cowbell? Acceleration from explosions is increased.
Oh, okay. That's the one that matters.
Woo!
That's the only one that will ever
What's
matter.
that one above it? Oh, never mind.
Oh, hang on. Back.
That, like, confetti looking thing.
Once the skull is activated...
Oh.
Oh, yeah, no, we don't need that. Yeah, that one is fun.
What's that?
Catch.
Oh, that doesn't sound fun at all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Grunt birthday party is the one that matters.
Yep.
We're gonna do this one normal.
What? Oh.
You excited?
I am. I haven't played this game in forever.
So I have friends who will get on here and we will play Halo together, and we'll just do like co-op or what have you. And they'll be like, "Hey, we're gonna do Halo 3." I'll be like, "I can't do it."
Why?
Because I only want until I've played it with you. I haven't wanted to touch it.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Did I ever tell you that?
Oh.
Stop shouting, Cortana.
Whichever Spartan I wanted.
Is that even Cortana?
This is Cortana.
Okay.
You know me. I did my research.
And this is like seconds after 2 ended, right?
Yes.
Meanwhile, it took like, what,
like the others,
6 years for this game to come out?
And swift
Mm-hmm.
and brave.
Something like that.
A natural leader.
Because this was like 07 or so. Because I was in middle school when this came out. And
I was in high school.
It was the talk of the town, yeah.
But me. Can you guess? Luck.
Was it a big deal for like everybody when this came out?
Yes.
For you, yeah.
The group of friends and I. So, I'll glad I got through the cutscene because I
Was
want to.
wrong?
What are we doing?
We are putting on subtitles.
Ah. Is it under video? Oh, no. Yeah, okay. There we go. Oh, they are on.
No, they were off.
Oh.
So, yes, this was massive.
Yeah.
With my group of friends. Played the fuck out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys... So, Mrs. Play grew up over here as well. Did you guys ever have fog delays?
What the fuck? For like school?
Yeah.
No.
This ain't good. Damn. How far did he fall?
Did you?
Yeah.
2
Why?
kilometers. Easy.
Because
Stay
we would get
sharp.
fog that rolled in so thick that
Oh,
you could
off the
hold your
ocean.
hand. Yeah, and you couldn't see your...
No, we didn't have anything like that.
So...
I'm sure you also didn't get much snow days, so.
Yeah, we only got like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Norman, his armor's locked up. Gel layer could have taken most of the impact.
So that's actually canon from the Fall of Reach book.
I don't know, Sergeant
What you mean?
Major.
The book Halo Fall of Reach.
Mhm.
They're in orbit for all the Spartans to get back to reach the Spartan 2s before he ends up in the tube that he ends up in for the actual game Reach.
Mhm.
They jump sub-orbit and they lock their armor and they do the gel impact. They have to do it right before they hit.
Radio for Vito.
And that's when like that armor
Heavy
lockup
lift gear.
and all those other abilities
Start
come
coming
in
in.
and
We're not
reach.
leaving
Yeah.
him here.
But this...
Yeah, you're not.
What the fuck voice talks for Chief?
Crazy fool. Why do you always jump? One of these days, you're gonna land on something as stubborn as you are. And I don't do bits and pieces.
By the way, Sergeant Johnson is also a Spartan.
Where is
What
she,
the fuck,
Chief?
really?
He's a Spartan.
Where's
So originally
Spartan?
these Spartan 2s were Spartan 2s
Don't make
because
a
the
girl
original
a
Spartans
promise.
were the Spartans
If you
from
know you can't keep it.
I'm sorry, you have to say it.
She stayed
I
behind.
wasn't paying attention, I'm sorry.
the original Spartan
Oh,
or Spartan
make it
2s
quick.
were Spartan 2s because
Sorry,
the original
sir.
Spartans were
The
the
armor's still in
Spartans.
partial lockdown.
Okay.
But then they said no, they were Spartan 1s and they were defects and they weren't as strong as they needed them to be.
Wait, what do you mean Spartan
Wait.
2s were...
Arbiter's with us.
They were 2s because the original Spartans from like 300 were Spartan.
Those were the Spartans.
Those were the Spartans. That's what they're based off of.
Okay. So Spartan 2s are like the first line of...
They were the first super soldier,
Okay.
and they were supposed to be as good as these Spartans were.
We must go.
Right.
And that was the reason they were Spartan 2s.
Not like there's been,
And they must
Yeah.
love
millennia
us.
of better soldiers at the time.
Yes. And are you okay playing as the Arbiter, or do you want to play as Chief?
Not fuck, yeah.
But yeah, so we had fog delays, and the year this came out, we had fog delays that were so bad
First squad, you're my scouts. Arbiter, watch the Chief's back.
that what they actually had to do was we could get up to 2 hours in fog delay. We never had a fog cancellation,
Right,
so we're
yeah.
gonna start with that.
So that's similar to like our 2 hour delays for like snow or like
Yeah.
ice or whatever.
No,
yeah.
fuck. Is there a snowflake falling? The school's closed. Just fuck it.
Really?
School's closed. The snow could be gone by 8 a.m. School's
Wow.
already closed.
Huh.
But the fog would be so bad. We had 3 months where it was. And what ended up happening was
Bravo team, this is
we
Johnson.
would go to
Got
school
it.
for essentially like
Fall back to
4
extraction
hours a
point.
day.
Uh-huh.
And they would like, you'd have certain days where it'd be like, okay, it's this day. And you knew if it was like a Tuesday, I had like gym class and I would only take 2 classes. They'd actually be classes I enjoyed or that were really easy and it could be fuck all in. And we'd go over to one of my friend's house because I could drive. I was older than all my friends and had a
Gotcha.
car before then. So my mom would go to work. I would haul ass to go get my best friend from high school, and we'd go over to one of my other best friend's house, and we would play Halo 3 with his older brother, himself, myself, and my best friend. And
Nice.
that's what that is what we would play as we play Halo. And we put a fuck ton of hours into this. We got all the skulls. We're not gonna get all the skulls here, guys. I do not want to sit here
No.
and
Is that you up top? Yeah.
yeah, it's me up here. Oh, they're going.
I was lucky enough to have my best friend live next door to me because we lived in an apartment. And it was me, him, his brother, and then his brother's friend. So there was like 8 of us crowded around this TV taking turns playing Halo.
Yeah, we would. We put a lot of time into this.
Yeah.
And absolutely still think it's one of my favorite games to sit down and play.
This is my favorite Halo game, yeah. This one's really fun.
And it was just one of those things. I remember like you saying it's your favorite. I remember loving it a lot. As far as story based, this is probably still my second favorite.
What's the first?
ODST by far.
Oh, that's right. I like Reach's story.
Reach has a great story, and
Died.
it's oh fuck, the battle rifle.
Where'd you pick that up?
I started with it.
Oh, what? Really?
Oh, it's right bumper, Okay.
To reload, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
like trying to hit
confused,
like
too. Smashing the shit out of X.
X.
Yeah. Ooh. What is this? Spiker? Mauler? What the fuck is this gun called?
oh, that's right, and this is where you can start throwing down. But then like
Ooh,
I also
yeah.
played a lot of I also watched a lot of Red vs. Blue.
Yeah.
So for me, like this is also like where Red vs. Blue started to get really cool,
Yup.
and they started doing like all the really fancy animations. When Monty Ohm took over.
Oh, he did that shit too?
Monty Ohm did all the Red vs. Blue animations for the Halo 3 portion of the series when like they started like doing like real fights
Right.
and shit like that. And
Then he died.
tragically, yeah,
How did he die?
he went in for an operation for like routine.
Didn't wake up, huh?
He had, I think it was an allergic reaction to the anesthesia.
Fuck.
Yep.
That really fucking sucks. How old was he?
Went into a coma. He might have been 28.
What? Really?
He was fucking young.
Holy shit! I was under the impression he was like 50 or something.
No, I will look it up, but like I know. Yeah, like his wife. He and his wife were like only married for a short amount of time.
That sucks.
They had some really like adorable pictures together.
I'm sure, yeah.
Because his wife is a pretty famous cosplayer. And when they met was because this just makes me so happy. I'm sitting here explaining the sad story.
This dead dude, yeah.
She talks about he modified one of the cat trees he got for their cat because he would be working on the editing and stuff, and the cat would want to be there. Aww. So the cat tree was perfect. That way, he took one hand off of his keyboard. He didn't have to move it far, and he went right to the cat's head. And there were just pictures of him doing that. It was really, it was really like adorable. For that, they talked about how when they first met, she went up to him to get an autograph. And, and he, I think, is from either Japan or China, maybe Korea. I don't know. But like legitimately from one of those countries, like not. And he's not like America. Or he's not American. And he. Oh, what was it? He meets her and he goes, "I love your dress," because she's in a cosplay dress. Oh, save that Marine! I saved the Marine.
Who Marine?
This Marine right there. He was being held by a guy up there, and I kept shooting the other guy in the head until the Marine was saved.
He wasn't.
So he like goes, it's very poofy, and he like touches her dress and like signs like the dress or whatever. I don't remember, but it's just a really wholesome story.
Right?
And, yeah. So
very tragic that he died so early.
Yeah.
He was like one who did like Ruby too, right?
He did Ruby, because years ago, before like all of the. God, it's so weird to say that.
What?
Years ago, before all of the, like, a lot of, or all the, I guess I should say, this stuff started coming out, the scandals started really coming out for Rooster Teeth.
What happened? Like, I don't know anything about Rooster Teeth other than that, like came into my periphery like a couple years ago or like some shit.
Okay.
For not good reasons.
Yeah. So I'll explain that, and then I'll explain that. So they were talking about like if you had a time machine, you could go back in time. You know, what would you do? And their podcast, they wanted like the podcast I super.
Could you sacrifice me to complete your mission? Could you watch me die?
I get it's a gameplay thing, but why is this affecting me?
Because so theoretically, it's literally a ghost in the shell. She's been in your helmet so long that she's like part of your
I'm the
armor.
arbiter.
Oh,
that's why I meant like I know it's a gameplay thing, but
sympathy.
Sympathy veins.
Hold on, got a contact.
Oh, hey, guess who's still alive? The person from that's the lady from what's it called? Fast and Furious. But so they were talking about like going back in time because they had a series called I have a copy of it, but it's like $1 Million Butt. And so they talk about going back in time, and everyone's like, well, guys, like, I can go back in time and fucking kill Hitler. We can stop that shit. And the other guy sits there and goes, you know what? If I could go back in time, I'd go back in time to see Monty and tell him how great and how much Ruby means to people and how much of a cultural phenomenon it is. This thing that he created that he's like the first of. This is how, like, this is what it means to people. Right. And this is all. And there's the one guy's like, we're all sitting here going like, yeah, fuck Hitler, and you're like talking
man, I wish I could see my friend again.
Yeah, I wish I could tell him like how amazing this thing that he means doing. That's how I feel about the channel. Like one day I want to be able to come back and like be like, hey, you know all those hours we put in when I was harassing like everyone to be like, hey, come record. Be like,
I hope it doesn't take me dying for that to happen.
Well, no, one day I want to have a podcast where I'm like, hey, you remember when I would be like, hey, you come record, and it's like, my goal would be that way, like I could help start like paying for things in the house, and then be like, hey, Nick, here's a salary. Maybe you can't not work,
yeah, right?
But I could pay half of the salary. You could do whatever the fuck else you wanted, and like help write off like our homes and rooms in our homes.
Yeah, right.
Like that is my ultimate goal for the channel. I would like to eventually like I can just work around the house. And like have a closer job and work it part-time because this makes enough money for me not to have to work full-time.
Yeah.
So that is my goal. That is the channel goal. We need it's like 64 more subscribers, I think, or 66 more subscribers, maybe less.
Until?
So we can do the partner program from YouTube because they lowered it to 500. And I need 11 more people on Twitch before I can start getting like subscribers on Twitch and start making that a reality and start harassing you more. Because like sorry. I did. I saw an elite and I was just like
alien.
Xeno scum. I'm a little xenophobic here. That's a really odd touchdown. All right, so Rooster Teeth. What happened a couple years ago? A couple years ago, it came out that Rooster Teeth's always been known as kind of like a party thing.
What do you mean? Like
they are like some of the first internet rock stars. And so, like, sleeping with fans was kind of known about, but the internet wasn't what it is today.
Right.
So it wasn't... It wasn't, like, as well known and people didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
But then it came out that one of the people was grooming people, and he was the one who he advertised himself as the husband. Like, I'm the husband. That is, like,
what?
Most of my personality.
On,
yeah. So that
fucking
came out.
Scumbag.
And then... What was the other big thing that came out? The other big thing that came out was that, like, really racist, misogynistic remarks.
Ew.
Do you remember there was a South Park joke way back in the day where one of the guys goes on Wheel of Fortune, and he's like, all right, you're in the final Wheel of Fortune thing, and he goes, can I buy a vowel? And he goes, yeah. He goes N, G, R, and I think for the vowel he chooses E.
Okay. And
so the word is he's like okay, take your time to solve it out, and he sits there. He goes okay. He's like I think I know what the word is, but I don't think I should say it. Like, and the word how it's spelled out is N blank G-G-E-R-S.
Right. And
then he just says it. I'm not.
I'm not going to say it.
I'm not going to say it because one, it's a horrible word, and I should never say it.
Right.
Because my dad, my stepdad, will never said it in front of me, being a person of color, because he never wanted it to be something that I could say because he thought it was okay,
right,
and get my ass beat, or worse, like horribly offend somebody.
Right. Yeah.
So that was one of those things where I've had to explain that to people, and they're like really? You're like, yeah, my stepdad never said that in front of me because he was like, I don't want to set you.
Dude.
Yeah, I don't like. He's like, I don't want to sit here and tell you it's a horrible word, and then be like, well, you say it all the time.
Right. Yeah.
So I gotta give that to my stepdad. It was one of those things like I learned some probably shady shit because of him, but like that was always one of those things where I'm like, like really good looking out.
Yeah. Right.
Anywho, so stuff like that like was written on it, like crunching their people so much.
Oh my god. Really?
You know what crunch is, right?
Yeah.
Crunching their people because, like, you think about it, like red versus blue.
That'd be out like what, like weekly or whatever.
Weekly for like 5-6 months, and then you also have Ruby, which was coming out. Like it was a lot. So.
What? Did you die?
Nope.
What? Oh, who died?
I don't know. I don't know. Well, nobody knows how that happened.
Okay.
We're not going to watch that and watch it be like you're clearly putting rounds in the back of that Marine. Yeah, so all of that started coming out, and then just like there were people who were with them for a very short amount of time and then quickly went to other jobs, people of color, and they were like, hey, like to other people that they knew who were getting jobs with this company, because when I was younger, I wanted to work for them. Like, fuck, I wanted to make internet content and edit videos and learn how to do that.
See how they bait their trap? I will help you spring it.
Did he like chest bump him and then throw his knee? I don't know.
I think it was just a knee, but it hit him in the chest.
You don't happen to have a sniper, do you?
I don't.